If you want to learn what the keys are to running a successful online business, starting an online business, you don't want to miss this. This is a coaching call that I had with a student of mine who is thinking about starting a business. Not thinking, they're actually in the process of it. And this is a personal branding coaching call where I give him advice, I give him strategy, give him tips that are so actionable and so demonstrable to what it takes to successfully run an online business. You don't want to miss this. You want to watch this the whole way through. There's amazing stuff towards the end of this. I know it's kind of a long video, but you're going to want to watch every single step because we make some amazing insights and breakthroughs. And let's get you some money. Let's help you start your online business. You're going to love this. Check it out. Here we go. So killer. So what have you been up to? What's been going on? What's been happening?
Well, I've been at the same place I've been since I've started. So when I started,
okay, remind me where that is, because I want to catch up on everything. I want all the information.
Okay, so I work at a real estate company called Mercor. It's like a appraisal firm. So what I do is I do quality control on appraisals that come in. So we get like a checklist of items. So we get I usually have two computers, left screen, right screen, and then one is this huge PDF appraisal report. You just go through it. The other side is like a checklist of items. So like Wells Fargo, City Mortgage, all these companies that have specific requirements. I just make sure it meets them. And if they don't, then I mark what's wrong, tell the vendor what they need to fix. And that's about it. I've been there since like June of 2016. It's okay.
So you took my class, I think, was it 2017 or 2016?
I was 2017.
It was 2017. Nice. Gosh, seems like eons ago, doesn't it?
Kind of, but at the same time,
kind of, but not really.
It's actually not that long ago.
Not that long ago. Yeah, I know. For me, 2017, it's like, I mean, it just seems like eons ago because it's so funny. Like as you get older and you have more responsibilities, Andrew, and you have more obligations, and you're responsible for like organizations and businesses. It's your time is like there's never enough time. There's never enough time. How old are you now, Andrew? 27, 26?
I just turned 28 on July 14th.
Oh, dude, you're a baby. I know what you're thinking. Hey, Andrew.
I'm old.
Hey, Andrew, I know what you're thinking. I remember being 28, living, I just moved back with my parents. I got out of a terrible relationship with a girl in Los Angeles. I was living in Hollywood for about 3 years. And I moved back with my parents. I was 27 and my 28th birthday came up like a month later. So this was like towards the fall because I was born in December. Mm-hmm. Dude, I remember being 28 and thinking, I'm 43 now. And so, dude, I remember being 28, Andrew, and thinking to myself, holy macadamia nut, my life is over. Like I'm nobody. I don't have a job. I don't have a career. That's when, at 28, I went back and got my master's degree. Mm-hmm. And my teaching career really started. I mean, I was teaching here and there before that, but my real kind of professorship, if you will, I didn't start till I was 29, 30. Mm-hmm. So, I know exactly what you're thinking. You're thinking, holy crap, I'm 28 years old. I'm almost 30. 30 feels like the oldest number on the planet, right? Andrew, let me tell you something. You're not going to believe me when I say this, but I have to say this to you, dude. 30 is nothing. 30 is nothing. You've got so much time, dude. Appreciate this. I'm 43 and I still feel like I'm in my prime. I feel like I haven't even started yet. And I've been doing this for 20 years. The way life expectancy is going, the way that medical science is going, besides this whole COVID crap, I mean, life expectancy goes up every single year. So, I mean, by the time that you're my age, 40 is going to be the new 30, the new 20. So, dude, I know exactly what an ugly number too, like 29. Like when do you turn 29?
It would be a year from now.
Okay, so you just turned 28.
Yeah.
Dude, first of all, happy belated birthday. And second of all, 29 is the ugliest number in the galaxy. It's the ugliest number. Like what do you have? You're like, I'm 29. Like that's a weird number. It's like you're not in your 20s, really. You're knocking on the doorstep of 30, and it's just like a weird number. It's almost as bad as 39, right? So, dude, Dude, let me tell you something. You've got absolutely, you too, Andrew. I said this to you when you were in my class too. Your energy, your ingenuity, your intelligence, the only thing that's going to be stopping you from anything in this life is the dude in your dome. That's the only dude. That's the only dude that's going to be stopping you. You may think it's external forces. You may think it's the economy. You may think it's society. You may think it's crappy professors. You may think it's whatever. But let me tell you something, Andrew. It's only the dude in your dome. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to understand this. I wish somebody would have told me this. They don't teach this stuff in school.
Yeah.
I wish somebody would have told me this when I was your age. It's the dude inside your head is the only obstacle you need to get over. As soon as you understand that he can't do jack without your permission, the whole universe opens up.
Yeah, that's something, when you told me that in class, I've always held on to that.
You know what? I'm so happy that you did. And I know you check out my videos on YouTube too, because I know you get a lot out of them. But, and I really appreciate it. I was so looking forward for like 5 days. I was like, I can't wait to meet with Andrew. I'm serious. You don't believe me, but I'm serious. I couldn't wait to meet with you. I want to hear more. Tell me. So right now you're working at a real estate firm. What's your goal? What do you want to do? Why did you want to meet with me? What did you want to talk about?
Well, of course I wanted to meet to catch up because I haven't seen you in forever.
Dude, anytime. Seriously, anytime you want to catch up, just send me a message. You know how to get a hold of me. I'm pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, you are.
You're following me on Instagram too, right, Andrew?
I think so. If not, I'll double check and make sure I am.
Yeah, I mean, I'm mostly on LinkedIn, YouTube. Those are my two major platforms. I mean, Facebook, I still have my business page, and Facebook is just posting kitty photos and family stuff. Instagram, I still post business stuff, but Instagram's gotten so much pay to play now.
Yeah.
So there's hardly any organic reach. Like YouTube and LinkedIn are the best platforms for organic reach, and my podcast too, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, I need to put the banner up there. See, check this out. Are you ready to see this, Andrew? You see that little banner that just popped up?
Yeah.
That's my podcast. So we're on Spotify. We're here. Hold on a second. Let me actually show the audience too. Yeah, I mean, we're not live. We're not live right now, but I want to just show people my kind of. So here we are on. If you where do you listen to podcasts mostly?
Usually I'll listen on YouTube, but I remember you told me about your podcast, so I do have the Apple podcast that you have.
Oh, you do have the Apple podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. So if I screen share right now, let me show you something. So I want to show you this real fast if I can do this. So yeah, like this right here. If you can see this, can you see this right now, Andrew?
Yeah, I just have to look really close.
Yeah, so if you can see that right there, that's the Apple podcast right there. Okay. And then obviously we've also got, Spotify too, which is huge because Spotify, I don't know if you know this or not, but Spotify actually is becoming a huge contender for the king of podcasts. I mean, Apple is kind of the king of podcasts, but like Spotify is becoming because they made a great deal with Joe Rogan recently. I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah, I did.
And so Spotify is becoming a monstrous platform. So if you're not on Spotify, holy macadamia nut, it's all over. And so, yeah, I just wanted to let you know and anybody who might be watching this later to know that we're on those platforms. And I'll leave links in the description too. And you could just type in Nez Nation Live Podcast, Spotify, Apple, and that's where you can find us. It's literally, to me, it's like having a university in your eardrums, the best university on the planet about mindset and messaging. I mean, literally, that's what it's all about. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is about you, not me. So talk to me. Tell me a little bit about what you kind of, I mean, we can catch up for hours, but tell me a little bit about what questions you had and stuff.
Okay. Well, the thing is, my goal technically is to just work for myself, like have my own business.
Smart. Especially you, dude. That's smart.
The thing is, though, it's, of course, it's a challenge to get started, whether you start by yourself or with a friend. So there's two things that I do right now. One of them is I do fix phones on the side. So that kind of helps.
Fix phones? Like, how do you fix phones?
Like
like technical or like
yeah,
more programmatic?
So like the screens, like
Oh,
say
nice.
somebody breaks like their screen,
Yeah.
then you just like take it off, put a new one on.
That could be a good business, actually. I've heard a lot of people
Yeah.
saying, I've actually coached somebody who did that a long time ago. Nice.
Yeah, it's good side money, but it's not my main yet. So the main one that I'm doing is with a friend. We're doing like a clothing line, like a streetwear line.
Nice.
The only issue is that we've had so many name changes trying to figure out like what works. So that's the start off process is a little bit difficult. One name that we wanted to use ended up being bought out back in like 1993 or something like that. And we tried doing research on this company, and they sell baby clothes. So it's like they bought the name.
Wait, did you buy the domain name first, or you didn't buy the domain name first?
No, we didn't buy the.
You were just thinking about it, kind of?
Yeah, we're looking into it, looking at like the trademark services and stuff.
Right. Right.
So some company ended up having a name that we wanted, so we went with something else kind of in relation to like what's happening now, because it's fairly relevant. But of course, it's like that's kind of a theme about it. It's trying to make, because people should wear a mask and be safe. So it's kind of promoting looking good while being safe in a sense. So yeah, it's just also there's a lot of brands that you see, like I don't know if you've ever seen them on like Instagram. They pop up and they're just these cookie cutter same brands, and they all say like, oh, 40% off sale. It's like, this is cheap. So definitely it's something we want to move on to a more premium type of clothing. Of course, we also
let me ask you a couple questions. Is this private label? Or are you doing like are these shirts that you're manufacturing, or you're getting them from a distributor?
We would be getting the blanks from a distributor. The one that we have is here in the United States. So we're trying to keep everything within the United States.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Especially now with what's happening. First of all, I just want to say, I think that this idea is amazingly good, and it's absolutely what you should be doing. And even if it fails, which it's not going to, but even if it fails, or even if you go through, look, the whole thing that like what you were talking about, Andrew, about how, you're going through all these changes and changing your mind and this idea, that idea. Dude, if you want to be an entrepreneur, let me tell you something. I said this on the show this past Sunday. And just a real quick plug, every single Sunday, live, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time, office hours with yours truly. You can ask me anything. Business, I mean, really life too, is adaptation times infinity. Adaptation times infinity. Don't forget that. I'm going to make that into a shirt. Business equals adaptation times infinity, because there is never a day where everything is just hunky-dory. There is never a moment where you're like, okay, cool, we got this. Everything's cool. We can just, there's no coasting. There's no cruising. I mean, obviously you can get in systems and processes that allow for your business to scale and operate in a more, efficient manner. But dude, I've been doing this for over 20 years, Andrew. And like, even last night I was tweaking my website. Even last night, I'm tweaking this, I'm changing this. I mean, it's adaptation, man, especially because the marketplace never stays the same. Okay. And so the businesses that fail, the businesses that are failing right now, like a lot of retail stores, the businesses that didn't take advantage of the online, gig economy, the fact that, the people, like, look at Walmart, look what Walmart's doing. I mean, in order for Walmart to even come close to competing with Amazon, now they're starting to do like their version of Amazon Prime. So my point is, let me get back to the point, because I don't want to digress. Adaptation times infinity. The name changing, the logo changing, the color changing, don't let that stuff stop you from actually creating a business. Go for it. Don't overthink these things. It's really, really important. If you're doing kind of a private label, you're getting actual, like, is it one kind of product or multiple clothing products? And just be general, so you don't have to give away anything. But this is nothing. I mean, honestly, Andrew, this is nothing even worth keeping secret because everybody's doing this now.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's doing print on demand and clothing and fashion, apparel, e-commerce. Is that what you kind of want to do, is fashion, apparel, e-commerce?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's doing this. Everybody's doing this. So tell me a little bit more. How did you build this relationship with this manufacturer, this distributor?
I went to, what was it?
Are they friends or family or something?
No. They're just a company that's based in LA. I met them at the it's called the ISS show.
Okay.
It's where you go to see.
So you networked. You did your thing. You're Andrew Garcia. You're a good-looking, young, smart, intelligent dude. You did your networking thing. Okay. And so you said, "Hey, we want to market your product. We want to sell your product." How did that? What was their kind of reaction to this, and how did you get them to partner with you, or is that still in the works?
Oh no, in terms of like a partnership, it's more of they just create blanks. So we would just purchase their blanks. That's all it is. It's basically,
and then you do the designing and everything.
Yeah. So
it's a wholesaler who's selling you basically. Is this high quality blanks like cotton, whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. And is this mostly t-shirts or what kind of fashion and apparel?
They have t-shirts. They got.
Or what were you thinking for your business?
We're definitely going to do t-shirts, jackets, like hoodies and stuff like that.
Nice.
Windbreakers, maybe pants one day, but we're definitely trying to keep everything here in the US if it comes down to, because I know some hoodies, if they don't look good enough, we don't want to use them, but we also want to make sure that they're ethically produced, because we don't want to use anything that's
super important,
jeopardizing people's lives. So they do have hoodies and stuff, but I'm kind of not too keen on how they would look, because there's a certain fit that we're going for, and if they don't meet it, then we're gonna have to probably find someone else. But in terms of their t-shirts, those are great. So we're gonna definitely get those, and then we have a printing place here in the US too that we're gonna have done. They're also gonna make the labels. So that's our start, and then now we need to find someone to help create a website. So,
which is easy. That's nothing. You could go on Fiverr, you could go on Upwork, you could go, web developers, or you could even do it yourself. You can use something like Squarespace or Wix.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you want to make this like really professional, and if you're not good at developing websites, then definitely hire a professional.
Mm-hmm.
So how can I help? I mean, I love this. First of all, this is brilliant. And you know what you're doing too, Andrew, is you're starting with the right intention, which is ethics, high quality product. The third thing that you have to do, because I've consulted a lot of e-commerce stores, and I've even ran e-commerce stores before. As a matter of fact, I might even build a new Shopify store very soon. Mm-hmm. Are you guys looking into Shopify, or what are you kind of using or thinking about?
We don't want to use Shopify because they do take a lot of the proceeds away from it. So we kind of want to start from the ground up and just have it all done in-house, so we can maximize profit, so we can reinvest into the company and then grow.
Brilliant. You're doing everything right. I mean, you're doing everything right. You're thinking about ethics. You're thinking about high quality products manufactured in the US of A, which is awesome. That's going to be something that not only is prized by the North American market, but even, foreign markets love manufactured in USA. They know that the quality of the product is going to be high. So you could even go global with that. Here's the other factor to this. That's really, really huge.
Write this down.
Take these notes. Is the biggest way, because I meant what I said, and don't let saturation scare you. Saturation should not scare you. The biggest differential, and even Amazon can't do this, the biggest differential between you and everybody else is going to be two things. Number one, the customer experience is going to be huge. Creating a customer experience that does not feel salesy, does not feel inauthentic, does not feel pushy, does not feel generic.
Mm-hmm.
And then number two, you need to smother them with unbelievable customer service. And when I say unbelievable customer service, I don't just mean responding to emails or questions. I don't mean you need to go above and beyond and make sure that you're there for your customers, and that if there's any problems, you solve them in the fastest, most efficient way possible. That's going to be the difference. Amazon can't do that anymore. They can't. Their customer service sucks. A lot of the big box stores, their customer service stinks. The e-commerce ventures, the fashion and apparel ventures, and I've got videos on my YouTube channel that talk about. I actually have a coaching call that I did with a student a couple of years ago on my YouTube channel where he wants to start a clothing business, much like you, and I talked to him about that. The ones that are successful, the kind of sort of mom and pop stores, because you're going to be kind of grassroots, and homegrown. You're not looking to have any big entities, hover over you and license you or what have you. You want to do this from the ground up. The biggest differential, the ones that are successful, they go absolutely all in on customer service. And I mean, really, really diving deep into what their wants are, their needs are, their pain points, their challenges, their obstacles, and serving them incessantly, obsessively serving them. You know what I mean, Andrew? I mean, it sounds to me like you've got a great idea for product. I'm sure you've got the creative down, and you don't have to mention the creative and what you're going to put on the shirts and apparel, what have you. It sounds to me, I mean, you obviously got a great head on your shoulder. You're already thinking about your intention. You're already thinking about ethics, which is beautiful. Most people get in this game. The biggest mistake that they make, Andrew, is it's all about the money.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. You want to make money. I mean, money is important. Money is everything. But the irony is, the paradox is that the less you think about money and the more you think about quality, customer experience, customer service, customer journey, creating an experience for the consumer that's different, that pounds them with, we're all about you, it's all about them, the money will come. I mean, in droves. The money will come in droves. I'm living proof of this. One thing that every client of mine says about me, I'd say the biggest thing about me and my success, Andrew, is every client that you talk to who's ever worked for me has been like, anytime I wanted to ask Nez something, or anytime I wanted to reach out to Nez, or anytime I had a problem, he was there in minutes. He was there fast, furious, and he went above and beyond. I mean, I know you've had this happen, Andrew. How many times have you tried to deal with a company problem? Let's say your phone bill, your Verizon bill, your internet bill, your whatever. You're having something delivered, Amazon, maybe an insurance, anything. And it's just been a nightmare. Yeah. I mean, even look at education. I mean, trying to get your education. Like I remember, I mean, just being on both sides of it as a student and a professor, the bureaucracy is just a nightmare. You've got to avoid that in your business. You've got to make it so easy for people to get help. So easy, frictionless. Have you heard the term frictionless before, Andrew?
I think I've heard you talk about it on your podcast.
With your website, with your product offering, with your marketing, with your campaigning, with the actual landing page of your products, everything should be frictionless. What does that mean? Zero obstacles for the consumer, for the customer to experience the full breadth and depth of what you have to offer. If you go to my website or you go to any of my pages or anything like that, I don't try to hide anything. I'm very transparent. I love that you said authenticity and ethics are big for you. I never try to hide anything. I try to keep things up front. Here's the simple packages. Here's the simple way to work with me. Boom, 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 boom. This is who I am. This is what I do. This is what I can do for you. I don't make it about me. Creating that frictionless environment, Andrew, is going to make it. It's going to make or break it. That's everything.
Definitely.
And you know what, dude? Here's the thing. Most young people don't get this. You do, which is awesome. Most young people, they take it almost as an offense and I was like this too when I was young, because the ego is really strong in young men. Okay. As you get older, you start to learn the ego is nothing but a game. It's nothing but an apparition. All it is gets in your way. And ego, it means nothing. Ego has no bearing on your success. As young people, we're like, well, gosh, I don't want to just, bend my knee and bend over backwards for the customer. I'm a human being too. You got to get that crap out of your mind. If you're in this to be successful and you're in this to win, saying thank you, saying please, being overly nice when the customer is being overly rude is going to make all the difference. Because you're going to get a bunch of a-holes. I know I have. I mean, you just are. It's natural.
Yeah.
You're going to get a-holes. You're going to get people. You're going to want to be like, oh my God, I just want to like literally punch this dude in the face. But you have to fight that. You have to give them your professionalism, and don't take things personally, and smother them with warmth, smother them with kindness, smother them with customer service that nobody else has ever experienced. Because by engaging in that, you're just going to make yourself upset, and it's just going to ruin your brand. Your brand is everything. You're a good looking dude, Andrew. Like, if I were you, like, here's the best advice. If you really want this thing to get cooking, I mean, obviously the technical stuff, you'll figure all that out. The technical stuff of product placement, website, back end coding, all that stuff, you need to figure that out. But the biggest thing that's going to make you successful is your branding. So what does that mean? A guy like you, Andrew, should definitely be the face of the company. You should be going live on Instagram. You should be doing videos on Instagram, videos on LinkedIn. Your company, your e-commerce t-shirt company or fashion, whatever company, should definitely have a YouTube channel. They need to see you. They need to know you. They need to understand you, get a taste of your personality, your energy. You need to share your story. Why is this important to you? What is the purpose? What's the story behind you creating this product for the consumer? If you go all in on the story, hey, I'm Andrew. I'm a third generation. Just for example, here, I'll do myself. I'll forget you. I'll do myself. Hey, I'm Professor Nez. My grandfather was one of the first people in the country to start a charter school. My father was a professor. I was always that kid, even growing up, where all my friends would come to me for advice. I was a coach. I'm a natural born coach, consultant, and teacher. Even when I was a kid, I remember being 10 years old. And whenever I had a friend, who had a problem at home, a problem at school, a problem with this, a problem with that, for some reason, I was always the go-to dude. And I love doing it. I love helping people. It means the world to me. And it's nothing special about Professor Nez. I'm not trying to say I'm cool or anything. I just love making people feel like they're getting help. I love making people feel like I've inspired them. You know what I mean? Share your story. Otherwise, you're going to be just like every other product out there, which is just trying to get money.
Yeah.
I mean, you see these ads on Instagram, Andrew. You see these ads on Facebook. You see these ads. It's like people are just like, hey, man, you want to make a lot of money? Hey, man, I got a product. Hey, do you, sitting there right now watching this Instagram, Facebook ad, do you want to make an extra $10,000 a month? It's like, dude, don't start with that. That's not going to get me excited. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, dude, you don't even have to do a lot of paid traffic. I mean, obviously, you're going to have to do a little bit of paid traffic, and that's a whole nother conversation. But, dude, you putting that real soul, that beautiful soul of yours in front of people and saying, hey, my name's Andrew Garcia. I really believe in my product. I really believe in the idea of made in the USA. I got something I'd like to share with you, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Like putting yourself out there, sharing your story, sharing your journey too would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, I know that sounds crazy, but like actually like not vlogging necessarily, but just, kind of charting your course through video. This is me and my partner starting our company. This is what we're doing. What do I want to invite you in on the journey, and then posting that on your website so people can see your beginning to end. That's going to be the difference.
Yeah, that
I want you to write this down, Andrew. I want you to write this down.
Okay.
The best brands don't sell. The best companies don't sell. They share their story authentically with the world. That's what they do. The best brands don't sell products. What they do is they share their story and invite people in on their journey. That's what they do. Those are the best. And so not to overthink things, because you know me, Andrew, I like to keep things simple. Look at what it says right up there. Professor Nez, discover who you are, share your story with the world. You see what it says up there, Andrew, in that logo? Yeah. That's what it's all about. Discover who you are, share your story with the world. The reason I'm able to build multiple six-figure businesses, Andrew, and I'm not saying this to brag you, I'm saying this to inspire you, is because I put myself out there time and time again. I let people know who I am. I don't know who you are. I mean, I know who Andrew is, but the world doesn't know. I mean, I could scream from the top of the Empire State Building and be like, Andrew G is the man, the myth, the legend. People are going to be like, well, I don't know who you are. But if Andrew puts himself out there, puts a face to the brand, a personal brand, holy macadamia nut, it's on like Donkey Kong. That's going to be the difference, dude. That's going to be the difference. Again, it's customer experience, putting a face to the brand. Nobody can relate to Jeff Bezos. Nobody can. Mm-hmm. I mean, the guy's worth almost $200 billion.
Yeah.
When he does interview, he kind of looks like Dr. Evil, from Austin Powers. It's like, hi, I'm Jeff Bezos. Give me your money, right? But why does he own 50% of the market share? Well, because he's got an amazing product. He's got an amazing service. And the key, it all started with customer experience. It all started with frictionless environments, making it easy for people to get what they needed. You know what I mean? And that's how he's built and gotten big. But now I want you to know this. This is important, Andrew. What he's done is he's trailblazed a pathway for other online business owners to really stake their claim. Why? Because he's created the market. Now, in order for us to grab a piece of that market, we have to look at what these good people, these amazing companies are doing and go even better. Because what Amazon lacks right now is that customer service.
Definitely.
And that unique personal experience. People look at Amazon now as like a corporate evil corporation. You know what I mean? I mean, we're still going to buy products from them, of course, because it's so damn easy. But, this is where you can make your mark, is you can say like, hey, we've got products made in the USA. We are, we're young, we're hungry, scrappy, just like our country. And, we want to make a difference. We want to help. We want to actually build something that we're proud of, that we're proud to put the USA label on. I mean, stuff like that. I mean, emotional storytelling. That's huge.
I really wanted. I'm sorry. Oh, I really wanted to do like a thank you note too, like in each package, like thank you for your purchase and stuff like that, and like
dude, that stuff is absolutely huge. That stuff is absolutely huge. And even if like if you made it even more personal and more unique, let's say somebody from Wisconsin bought your product, bought your shirt. And even throwing in the thank you note, like go Cheeseheads, go Packers, stuff that. Like those little things are everything. It's like, wow, this guy cares. This isn't just a run-of-the-mill thank you note. Personal attention. Now, you can only do this so much, right? Like if you're going to scale and grow, it's going to be difficult to do that. But starting off that way and creating that experience, already gaining their trust, you won't have to do it repetitiously. You can do it as much as you can. I would definitely advise you to be as attentive as possible. But people understand that you can't just do that for everybody, right? Like Jeff Bezos can't write a thank you note for everybody who buys a product on Amazon. And Andrew G is not going to be able to do that, 5-6 years from now when he's bigger than Amazon. So dude, what you just said right there, those thank you notes and those personal attentiveness, that's everything, brother. Everything. That's actually a really smart idea too, because who's doing that? I mean, nobody's really doing that. Yeah, that I do, Andrew, that I do executive career coaching for LinkedIn, right? And so I tell clients this too. Check this out. I tell clients all the time, I say, after the interview, even if the interview went terrible or you think it went terrible, because sometimes this guy can lie to us. Actually, 90% of the time, this guy lies to us. Write a personal thank you note to the interviewer. And you could do this in electric form, in an electric e-letter, or it would be better if you did it like you actually mailed it to their office. And I'm telling you right now, that has paid massive, massive dividends. I mean, I can't tell you how many clients, just by writing that thank you note, they've not only gotten the job, but, they didn't even have the qualifications of experience, and they beat the competition just by taking that extra step. You know what I mean? Again, this all revolves around experience. This all revolves around personal attention. Does that make sense? No, it's huge. It's just absolutely huge. What do you think are the biggest challenges that you're facing right now with getting this thing off the ground? Talk to me. I want to help. What are the biggest challenges you're facing right now? Or is there something else you want to talk about? I'm game.
I think this is a good one. I know the first thing was definitely money, because I have been part-time working, and my friend as well, he's also part-time, but I think he works like 2 jobs right now. So him and I are both trying to do what we can to scrounge up enough to split, because we split everything down the middle. So
is it just the two of you guys?
Yeah, it's just the two of us. Because if I were to do it alone, I think it'd cost me, at least starting with a good amount of products. So because we're going to start with 4, so 4 plus the designs, because of like how intricate they can be. We're looking at least $12,000 as a startup. So
that's not bad. That's not bad. That's actually pretty good. I mean, considering.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question really fast before we get to the partnership and before we get to the money. One of the things that's really important is to understand the marketplace before you kind of, invest thousands and thousands of dollars. Have you guys done enough? Have you already invested a lot of money in this?
Not too much. Just no. We haven't started with we haven't gotten printed yet, or we haven't purchased the shirts yet, because I'm waiting
the inventory. You don't have inventory yet, right?
Yeah, no inventory yet.
Okay, so here's what I wanted to ask you: have you actually tested these? I mean, they call this, in the corporate world, they call this market research, right? Have you come to any kind of understanding that there's definitely a market for these, and definitely a market for your specific type of niche?
From seeing the popularity of certain designs, I could definitely see the appeal to it.
Good.
And then in terms of, at least from, I guess it would be like an insider for like the printing place, when we showed him some of the designs, he's like, "Oh, these are really good. I've never seen these before."
Awesome.
So that's definitely like a good
yeah, because I always like to, I mean, that's a good sign, because I always like to tell people, to test the marketplace, right? You don't want to, like, we always do this with marketing and advertising. We don't just put thousands of dollars behind a Facebook campaign or Instagram campaign or Google search without testing it first. And we test it with just a little bit amount. And then if we see that it's getting, if it's performing the way we want it to perform, then we add more dollars to it, right? And dude, here's the thing, Andrew. A part of me just wants to even detract me even asking that question about market research, because, dude, this is going to be the greatest business school you've ever gone through. Like this experience, this endeavor. And I also, you know this, I talk a lot about expectations and mindset. I want 2 things I want to tell you. Number 1, there is not a successful person on the planet who has not failed multiple times. There's not one successful person out there. Give one, Mark Cuban, doesn't matter. Anybody, any business, Bill Gates, Elon Musk. Elon Musk got fired from PayPal. And look at Elon Musk now. He's like the 3rd richest, 4th richest guy. I think he just passed Warren Buffett. Again, it's not about money, it's about impact, right? But I want you to know this. Number 1, failure doesn't mean anything other than, okay, let's try something else. Remember, adaptation times infinity, right? Number 2, take the experience like most successful people do. There's 2 ways you can look at failure. You can look at failure as like, well, I guess I wasn't meant to do this. I'm going to go back and work at the post office or whatever and get a 9-to-5 job. Or number 2, which most successful people do, and this is how I want you to look at it. And I'm not trying to set you up for anything. I'm just saying this is a good mindset to have. Because when I said, did you test the market first and all that, I almost want you to even forget about all that. I want you to do this no matter what, whether there's a market there or not, because by actually executing and by actually experiencing what it takes to run a business, not like these professors at the business school who've never started a business before, right? You're getting way more experience than you'll ever get in a classroom or a book. And you'll be able to use that and implement that experience for your next endeavor. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This is the greatest education. And actually, as a matter of fact, and I know you know the saying, failure is a great teacher. You just learn and adapt as you grow. I'm not saying failure is inevitable, but I'm saying that like failure, don't look at failure. Don't look at like, man, we're not making enough money the first quarter or first year or second year. Building a business takes time. Building a real business takes a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of patience, and a ton of work. And I think you know that, but I just want to remind you, because I get a lot of clients, Andrew, and they're like, hey, Nez, what's going on, man? My store's not making any money. And I'm like, well, how long have you been doing it? 3 months. Like, dude, give me a break, bro. Like, I didn't make money my first year and a half of running my business, for crying out loud. You're not going to make money right away. It's going to happen over time. You got to build it. Like you said, I love how you said it earlier. I was listening very closely to you, Andrew. You said, I want to make profit that I can reinvest in the business. That's huge. You're not looking to make profit so you can go buy a G-Wagon. You know what I mean? Like, you're making profit so you can reinvest in the business. And hopefully your partner, and maybe if you you can have him watch this too. You know what I mean? Hey, what's his name again, Andrew?
His name's John.
Hey, John, if you're watching, you've got an amazing partner here, brother. Seriously, amazing. I'm sure you're amazing too, but AG is the man, the myth, the legend. If you guys understand this together, then there's nothing that's going to stop you. You're going to be bulletproof. I promise you. Have the right expectations. Understand that building a real business, not a fancy Instagram coconut and yachts business, but just a real business where there's sweat, toil, blood, everything that's unsexy that goes into building a business. Understand those aspects and you're bulletproof.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. And dude, I'm here for you too. Also, if you ever have any questions, if you ever have anything, you're like, hey, Nez, I'd like to, what do you think about this? Or hey, Nez, I wanted to ask you about this. Always feel free to reach out to me. You know you can.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are like my number one source for like a lot of motivation, business ideas. Just like I'm all Nez up here.
That's awesome. I mean, that means the absolute world to me, dude. I really appreciate that. And dude, the fact that you're receptive to all that and the fact that it's hitting you and it's making an impact on you just tells me and shows me that you're cut out for this. You're cut out for this, because everything that I'm talking about is stuff that I went through. Everything that I'm talking about, all the lessons, all the, the reason I talk about mindset so much is because I went through hell with my mind. You know what I mean? The reason I talk about, businesses and all that is because I've been running businesses since I was 13 years old. I helped my mom run her very first retail business, and now she's got several retail businesses. And I'm still giving her advice. I'm still counseling her. I'm still helping her. I've built multiple online businesses. So I've done this. I'm not just a professor who's pontificating in front of a classroom, who's never stepped foot inside of a real entrepreneurial venture. You know what I mean? I mean, it's all about experience. And so what I'm saying is that if this is hitting you, if you're like getting inspired by this, you were cut out for this. That's all the more reason, Andrew, I don't want you to take setbacks. Never mind, forget the word failure. Really, they're just temporary setbacks. I've experienced a million of them. Temporary setbacks are going to happen. It's how you react to them that make all the difference. It's how you handle them that makes all the difference. Adaptation times infinity. Does that make sense?
Definitely. I'm going to write that down too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, dude, the reason it's so important to set your expectations, because, if you've got unrealistic expectations, you're going to quit. You're going to get burnt out.
Yeah.
I counsel, I coach a lot of clients, trying to build their brand on YouTube. And they're like, Nez, I've been doing this for 3 months. I only have 100 subscribers. I'm like, dude, that's awesome that you have 100 subscribers, bro. Like, what are you kidding me? You know how many people don't get 100 subscribers for a year? And you got it in 3 months and you're not happy? Like, it just blows my mind. It's not about that. It's about creating value and doing that as much as possible, as consistently as possible. And it'll happen. Like, dude, I've been on YouTube since 2016. I only have, I say only because I appreciate all of them. I've got like 4,500, almost 5,000 subscribers. Most people would think, Nez, by now you should have 100,000 subscribers. I'm going to get there. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to get there. I don't need 100,000 subscribers right now. I'm going to get there. I'm fine. I'm just doing what I need to be doing, and I'm growing, as fast as I can, and hopefully will grow faster, but I'm not worried about that. I'm doing great. I'm doing what I love to do. And so that's all that matters.
Yeah. I've been wondering though, like how I could, eventually make a YouTube channel, and like how to implement the clothing for that, because I know you say tell the story with it. I think we're also trying to maybe see, because my friend, he does like a lot of hip hop dancing, so maybe
nice.
get a lot of his classes, show a lot of his classes, like what he's doing while wearing the clothing. And
are you guys on TikTok at all?
We have an account. We just haven't made anything yet, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It seems kind of weird because like 28, right? You think like, well, I'm way too old for TikTok. But I know people who are in their 50s who've got like 1 million followers. It's nuts. Mm-hmm. I'm on TikTok, but I'm not on TikTok, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people who are crushing it on TikTok, and a lot of people are talking about TikTok being potentially bigger than Instagram soon. Mm-hmm. I think Instagram is releasing something like they always do, like they did with Snapchat. I think Instagram is releasing something called Reels, where it's basically their version of TikTok. So Instagram is stealing TikTok like they stole Snapchat stories.
Yeah. The thing is, though, Snapchat kind of failed on their app. It used to be a lot better, but once they started changing it, it got a little bit weird. And then TikTok, there's a lot of controversy with TikTok. Right now.
There's actually a lot of there's even a chance. I don't know how big of a chance it is. I've been hearing about this, that TikTok could be in a lot of trouble through legalities and stuff. I don't know. But hey, I want to say this, Andrew, before we get out of here. I just want to say this. Number one, don't overthink this thing. Just trust your gut, trust your instinct, and just do it. Even if you fumble, mumble, stumble, adapt, right? And customer, frictionless environment, consumer experience, customer service should be at the very height of your priority list. Mm-hmm. And I promise you, you're going to be on fire. And dude, I'm here if you ever need anything, brother.
Thank you.
All right, man.
I appreciate it.
Well, hey, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and let me know how things are going. Keep in touch with me, and we'll talk soon, brother. Okay?
Yeah, we'll do. I'll send you whatever updates I got for the business.
Yeah.
I'll definitely
totally send me that stuff. Absolutely, dude. All right, Andrew, it's been great catching up with you, brother.
All right.
I hope you got a lot out of this personal branding coaching call. Don't forget, I've got a ton of coaching calls similar to this one on my YouTube channel. If you look in the description, I'll leave links in the description down below. Go check them out. I've got coaching calls with people looking to start their brand, start a podcast, advance their career, get a job, interview, whole bunch of stuff. And so there's an entire playlist, all free. You don't have to sign up. You have to give me your email. You don't have to fill out a form. All you need to do is click play and let the learning bleed into your brain and watch what happens. The results will come later. I'm so happy, so grateful that you watched this the whole way through. It really means a lot to me. Leave me a like. Make sure you hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.